Okay. Oh, wow.
I know, right?
All right. So here we are at
wonderful energy.
Yep.
We're here at Lucas Oil Stadium.
Yeah, sure. We're the Colts.
Live.
We're the Colts play.
We're the Colts
and
play.
we're here at GenCon 2019. This year, and we're about to watch the finals of the GenCon tournament. They are doing the pre-setup right now.
Yep.
You want to talk about the players a little bit?
Yeah,
before we start showing them to you?
let's check out some players we've
Yeah.
got here. We're going to have Robofish. We're starting to pick factions. There's Boyd. We're off to a wonderful
Schroeder.
start with EJ.
Awesome.
Robofish and Schroeder here. Schroeder looks like he picked the clan of Saar first. He got the speaker token pick. The way they build the map at this tournament is with speaker token gets faction pick first, and then gets placing tiles and everything. Speaker token. It's just you win the lottery.
Right. If you're first, you're first. What's really interesting, I want to go ahead and note, Schroeder literally told me yesterday that if he gets speaker, he will pick Clan of Saar.
Yeah.
And he did get speaker, and he did.
And he also kind of specifically said if I don't get speaker, I probably won't do Saar.
So we're about. So already, I feel very good about what's going on with Schroeder.
Next up, we've got a University of Jol-Nar player. That's Nathan, or Nateraide on the SCP Discord. So let's go ahead, and we're going to pop over to the other side, too, to check out some of our other players as Robofish picks his faction. Robofish is Paul. But before then, we have... Here is... What's his name?
It's Varganess's son.
It's Varganess's son.
And that's what we're going to refer to him.
Probably what we're going to refer to him as. He scored Federation of Soul. Ryan is the Federation of Soul. Then we've got Paul, UnalignedMagi. 2 Pauls at this table. UnalignedMagi pulled off getting Nekro. Looks like a Nekro virus. If we can go tight. Yeah, and then next to him, we've got a Hacan.
Wow, so a lot of big players at the table.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you guys listen to the
hey, that's us.
That's us. He's talking about us right now. Obviously, if you guys
very good.
Obviously, if you guys listen to the show, you should recognize both Schroeder and UnalignedMagi. They were both finalists in our tournament.
So let's take a look at where the map is already getting us. We can see things are still just getting handed out. They'll start doing the standard build as per the TI rulebook. Lots of builds are different, but this one they're doing straight from the book.
Yeah, everything at the GenCon tournament is rules as written.
Yeah,
so
as close as they can be.
Stuff.
I mean, there's kind of weird stuff of like the order in which they pick things, since that's not even determined, but more or less rules as written. So just getting going. They're really going to be setting up here for a few minutes. So let's just kind of keep figuring out who we got.
Well, let's talk about all those factions that were selected.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel it's crazy that Schroeder got exactly what he wanted, and obviously Nekro.
Magi.
Yeah, Magi got exactly what he wanted in Nekro. We know that just because of just because Schroeder told us, and also Magi is very well known for playing Nekro.
He won his prelim game as Nekro.
Right. Yeah. Right. Honestly, I kind of feel like he's my favorite Nekro to watch.
Yeah.
So I'm very glad that he did
definitely
grab it. With this setup, though, it's kind of hard not to get the faction you love unless it is like a top tier faction.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
Robofish is playing as what faction?
Oh yeah, we got to come back around it. He got Naalu, so we've got a Naalu as our New Zealand friend Robofish.
Yeah.
Frequenter of the Board Game Geek. The only Board Game Geek person.
Probably one of the first people to ever actually respond to us on the internet.
Definitely.
Period. So it's really quite a treat that he got through the prelims and is here with us now.
Yeah.
Not in TI4. That was a TI3 thing.
So Schroeder, a little background on him if you don't remember, he was a finalist in the Patreon tournament, our tournament. Who was he in that final game? What was his faction? Hacan.
Yeah,
right?
he did play as Hacan.
So we asked him too if his anxiousness to play Hacan. He said I'm actually kind of done with Hacan. I'm over their thing. He's a very talkative player, so you'd think Hacan is good for him, but he's kind of like, I want to do that deal making with players with better tools for deal making. I want to do more in my deal making than just the kind of typical Hacan trades.
I think with Schroeder, he's going to make a lot of deals regardless of like what faction he's playing. So Hacan is kind of like a win more kind of situation for him. I'm really interested to see him play Saar. I don't think I have ever seen him play Saar. I've seen him play a lot of different factions, though. I remember he won his semifinal game playing as Sardak in our tournament, not the GenCon tournament, which was super impressive. He can pretty much play any faction like they are Hacan.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
kind of like the easiest way to describe Schroeder.
Yeah. One of them here, our Hacan player, is actually a bit of an unknown to us.
Yeah, we don't know.
Made it through the files. You know, we have lots of people on the Discord in this game, but we are not. This one is a guy we're learning about, so I'm excited to have that as an element of kind of a who's this, you know, this wild card in the match.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know anything about him, so we'll definitely see. He's playing Hacan, so I mean, we will learn a lot about him through the course of the game.
If the production crew is able to tell us his first name,
yeah, that would be
be kind of wonderful. They'll probably have to come back here and tell me because I can't hear when they shout.
Bathroom breaks. Collectively, as a table, we'll take bathroom breaks. But as an individual, if you are not here, I'm assuming I am passing
That's some
your turn.
really great bathroom break information you guys are getting there. Glad you guys will have that at home.
Thank you.
All right.
Sol, Saar, Nekro, Naalu, Hacan, Jol-Nar.
So, just to let you guys know as far as like how we're going to refer to these players for through the rest of the game. We're not going to refer to them by name anymore.
Right.
They're dead to us. No, just kidding. We're just going to refer to them as the factions that they are playing, just to keep that nice and sweet. Although we will probably mess that up with Magi and Schroeder because we're so used to referring to them, and Robofish actually too. But the Hacan player's name is Alex. We did find that out.
Yeah, we got Alex, we got Ryan, we got Paul. We've got, well, we don't see the other players, but we've got Nathan, Schroeder, and another Paul.
Perfect.
So let's check out how this board's coming out.
Yeah, it's
competitive build is already everyone opting to get next to their home system first. These are all experienced players that know I got to get planets in front of me.
This is actually surprisingly friendly to me. Nobody's screwed over this far, really at all.
Well, and the big thing with that is that I think at these higher level plays, now Hunter and I actually don't play competitive map building hardly ever, which means we are not very good at the strategy. But everything I hear is, in no way should you actually hurt your opponents because it never works because they end up hurting you right back whenever they can. So it's just better even though it's a competitive map build, you kind of need to just do your own thing and focus on getting your stuff because that's the only way to guarantee you get the planets you want. So everybody, obviously someone dropped the alpha wormhole empty side in front of Naalu. I didn't catch who that was, but that's the only non-planet we have around NekroTalRex, which I find really interesting. But then everybody else has planets adjacent to home.
It looks like they're gonna,
we're getting all junk in the equidistance.
So we're gonna do junk in the equidistance.
This is more or less the prelims
I was
map.
just about to say, this is the philosophy here is kind of reminding me of the prelims map. If you notice when we're on the map cam above, it's gonna shake a little.
It's gonna be a little wobble, but that's all right.
So if you're watching this in VR with your VR goggles on, you might puke yourself. Just want to throw that out there. Yeah, they seem to be going really, okay, they're being super consistent with this idea. They're honestly, this is what they're doing right now, as far as the way this map looks. Okay. Kind of looks like a cooperative build, as far as just their general philosophy of it.
What'll be big is to see what ends up in this final ring here. There's not much. There's not much garbage left to throw out, so it's going to be mostly planets. So it'll be a big determining factor of what juicy systems are between players.
We've got no gravity.
No gravity drive starts.
No, what? No.
Oh, gravity rift.
Yeah, no gravity rift.
No gravity rift. Yeah.
I wanted to call it a gravity hole. I don't know why.
Well, that's a different thing.
Well, that's okay. This one's rated T for teen already. Okay, yeah, so we got more planets on the outer ring.
There's a Biz Freya
Gravity Rift
hanging out next to Nekro. Nekro sitting on some juicy money.
It looks like Gravity Rift, there's probably a chance that it will be able, that will be illegally placed.
Yeah, excuse me. Nekro has Bear Glow to 4 and a Biz Freya already next to them. They are swimming in cash. They are absolutely
And that's 4
drowned.
hazardous right there.
Yeah, and it's Nekro, which means they can convert a lot of that extra money into tech later in the game.
Okay.
Into command counters. They're not going to need to worry about command counters. They can use technology to buy that.
I think it's worth noting. Well, okay, so.
I'm sorry, man.
All right, yeah, this is. This is already pretty wild.
Yes.
Looking very, very good for Nekro.
Some junk between Saar and Jol-Nar might keep them friendly with each other. It's kind of mostly worthless planets. Tech skips are not, Jol-Nar's not going to need them, so Saar might hit those spots up, but I don't see a lot of contention between the two of them. I do see a lot of contention between Hacan and Nekro, if only because there are 5 hazardous planets between them. So if we see 4 or even 6 planets of the same trait, those two are going to have to keep each other in check.
I'm going to go ahead and say this. If that gravity rift goes between Nekro and Sol, Nekro is going to use that to attack Sol's home system at some point in this game. I'm going to go ahead and throw that out there as a prediction.
Right. We see an empty
space next to Nekro.
So that's Nathan saying, you don't need anything else. You are already just completely rich.
Cannot believe he was able to get both of those.
He has a blue left, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I hate to instigate conflict.
No matter where that gravity
I just heard it. I hate to instigate conflict already.
Okay.
Getting our last systems here. Still no sign of that gravity rift.
Is probably going to be. I guarantee you, it's right next to Sol. I just got a feeling, and that is going to lead to some weird stuff later in this game.
If you put it somewhere else.
Sounds like they're discussing it right now.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Here, I'm going to turn them up a little bit.
It looks to me like the Jol-Nar have got a worse start than the...
It has to
and
go.
there it goes.
Right.
Oh!
They're talking about not. Ooh. So
I got 4
our Naalu player is saying Jol-Nar doesn't have a very good start, but they're getting screwed over anyways. They were kind of trying to give someone
I thought I would get one of the
a
two.
jump start, or they wanted to intentionally screw over Jol-Nar.
I don't really want the Saar to have a ride into my space. Fair enough.
Board's been built. Here we get 2 secrets.
All right, so now we're going to start passing out the rest of the stuff. The map is done, and
what do you think of the map, man?
With a little bit more time set up, let's talk about that map. It's so funny how much action happened in that final ring, because like we were saying, the first 2 are just I mean, juicy kind of for everyone. And then in that last one, I think a lot of relationships already got made. I really do think Nekro and Hacan are going to clash in a major way.
Yeah.
That Nebula might slow things down because they'll have limited pathways to each other. But, I mean, it's just juicy systems. I mean, it's a lot of money. Mehar Zul is even useful. And again, if 6 planets of the same trait stage 2 objective comes up, that could be a game-winning area of the board between the 2 of them.
Definitely. So who do we think won the pregame?
100% Nekro.
Yeah,
I
sure.
think that's
It's
just
easy.
so much juice.
Who do you think lost the pregame the most?
Well, it looks they clearly.
I don't feel good about what happened to Jol-Nar.
Jol-Nar got targeted, but Saar obviously isn't worried about this starting position, but look at that just wasteland of empty systems between Naalu and Saar, which means what Naalu did is blocked. I don't know if it was even solely Naalu in charge of this, but Saar has only one pathway to go now.
I got to say this, though. See, that's what I'm saying, though, is that's why Jol-Nar is actually the biggest loser of this pregame, is because Saar is not going the other direction.
Exactly.
There's absolutely
guaranteed
no way.
to go into Jol-Nar.
That's really rough.
Yeah.
Feel kind of just middling about basically everybody else. Actually, Sol looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Actually. That doesn't look bad.
A green skip and a blue skip that they don't
No,
need,
that they don't need, really.
But,
well, they could use it to do some shenanigans, like an early hyper.
Right. It's an interesting slice in that all the systems in it are, not, wildly efficient. Arnor Laura is kind of a weird system to use. It's a 1-2 and a 2-1, so you kind of get half of either. But it's I would say a decent resource slice. Their influence is going to be a problem, but that's okay because it's Sol. So the influence that they need for command counters is not as important. So I think they came out even.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're seeing our first strategy card picks here now.
I assume you're getting tech then, man.
So
looks like Schroeder
got
Saar.
Saar got Warfare.
Another thing that they told us that
and that's huge. I mean, that's already also like a major way to solidify just crushing Jol-Nar early. I'm very afraid for our Jol-Nar player.
Our
Jol-Nar's got
player
trade, which is good. Maybe to just diplomatically stave off some Saar heat. And maybe start a trade with Saar rather than letting them come into their slice. Our Sol player took
if we could get on
politics.
Sol's.
They've got Sol's got politics. And Nekro took leadership, which is I think he's very. Our Nekro player is very into leadership early as Nekro. It's free command counters, and you're going to get even more later. And I think he's just intending on basically never running out.
Well, also, I mean, Nekro is very well known for taking trade early, and that was not an option. So he's just going to take the highest resource value you can get out of any individual card, which is at that point was definitely leadership.
And Hacan ended up with. Oh, they're introducing themselves. Fun.
Yeah.
He referred to himself as Farganus' son.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Paul, a.k.a. Magi. Nekro's my favorite faction, so I'm glad I'm playing them. And my reputation is exaggerated.
I'm Alex. I'm playing Hacan. I'm from Seattle, Washington.
I'm Paul. I'm on the forums on Robofish, so I've been listening to podcasts for a while, and Naalu.
Yeah.
This is the most charming thing that's ever happened.
New GM, along with Andy Baumholt and Mike Baumholt, known as Blarknob. He'll be joining
Knob Daddy.
us.
A correction for the record, that's Knob Daddy.
Knob Daddy's here.
So,
We missed the introduction of Schroeder here and Nathan, so that was our bad. But we've got Schroeder, we got Nathan here, and they're both big names in the SCPT Discord.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's very much what I'm thinking about.
So,
what's that strategy card that Hacan ended up with?
I will
That's what I'm curious about. Technology for Hacan, and then a construction for Naalu. Great.
Schroeder's already talking a lot, so let's shut up.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
So you get a second space
I'll
dock.
get a second space dock, and you'll get both these systems.
You know what? Done.
All right. You're welcome, table.
Well, I get a forward space dock at Smell, so that's
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So we're seeing an expansion from Naalu right out the gate. Prepping to get that construction down right away. That system that he's moving out to looks like a Torcan Tekaran, maybe the Melon Zobat. I can't tell quite which one, but both systems are great.
Right.
So I would suspect to see Space Dock plop down there either next turn or very, very soon.
I'm going to say this for the viewers and also the crew. Anytime it's Saar's turn, he's going to say a lot of stuff.
And I know you're going to want to sell your research agreement as
And
soon
on
as
other
possible,
people's
as much
turns.
as possible.
That's absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Would you like good ships for?
Oh, shit.
I would love it.
Woo!
We'll talk about it around your turn.
That is spicy deal. Like, if I knew that I was going to be on the table, I definitely would have taken Jol-Nar, and it would have been a mistake if you had offered me that deal.
Schroeder giving away
Plus
his
you got
strategy.
tech, so you
If
can
he
play
were
Yeah.
twice.
actually.
I'll get whatever you want.
My turn?
Nekro did some expansion as well.
I will. Okay. Tactic. I will activate. I can start playing.
We have a bevy of spectators today checking out the game. There's just lines appearing on every. I love it. Love to see it as spectator sport.
Fans in the
In the audience,
stands.
where the
wanna go
stands
ahead
behind
and
us
do
are
that?
packed.
So there's that for that.
There they are.
one transaction.
Look at all these lucky ducks here to see some of the top tier TI play today.
All right, so basically everybody just expanding.
Typical first set of turns.
It
just
sounds
all
like Schroeder
expanding.
had several deals on the table, potentially. It sounded like there was a research agreement. in
Well,
the
I love the
cards.
way he phrased that. He came to Jol-Nar and said, "So you're going to be wanting to sell that a lot, am I right?"
Yeah.
And kind of like leading the
He
witness
does,
a bit.
he does
but-
that. I believe it's called hyper agreement. It's where you make it sound like somebody's already agreed.
Right.
It's like you know that they agree
Right.
already
Right.
to what you want to do.
And Nathan did agree. So
Yeah.
we'll see if Saar. Maybe
I'm
that's
gonna
part of
move
this
on
early
up.
trade. Is just like I will buy you off to not
We
come
finally
talk
got
to
a
mess with me.
piece of the pie.
We can't get the rights to that.
And I will be building, thank you. I'll build a dreadnought and 2 infantry.
Getting the build right out the gate. Gonna have a lot of stuff forward. He'll warfare that token probably, and then expand again.
But it sounds like he's making a deal with Jol-Nar, so we're not maybe looking for early aggressive plays.
Well, now I'm suspecting a Mechatol Rex Saar, where he just digs in for that first point and goes from there.
Who's going to stop him?
Right.
I like, there's a very good thing that one of our cameramen is doing. When we make a good point, he looks back at us and he says,
turns
yes.
around and nods.
I really like it. Wow. So, they don't all do it. Some of them shake their head now.
We see construction as Naalu's second turn.
Secondary.
So multiple people
wow, so
pop in the secondary there.
So they had already negotiated to do that in a way that was advantageous for Saar.
Yeah.
He's going to have to get a space stock down before he uses Warfare. It was not stalled out at all.
Where's he dropping that other space stock? Is that going to go in the system he just moved into? I would suspect so. I haven't seen it go down yet. Yeah, looks like it went into that expanded system.
Secondary. All right, one.
Yes. On leadership.
I'm curious, yeah, looks like Nekro threw down a PDS.
Yeah, and we're seeing leadership get popped right now as well.
Of course.
So early leadership. Everyone's going to get command counters if they want them, but I don't think anybody's affording them at this point. I'm just really disappointed we didn't see a Diplo round one, you know? I mean,
Shut up,
it's
Matt.
I would like the speaker token.
Speaker. Pass it over to.
Anything we can come to some sort of agreement where I'll let you take what you want.
politics is getting popped now.
Your way, there's some sort of deal.
Selling speaker maybe.
Don't look at him until you decide what to do, speaker.
I mean, I'll give you speaker for your research agreement.
He's already sold it.
Oh, okay. Never mind. You can refresh the two of us, and then let us trade. I can wash your fourth and
Well, he can trade with everyone
I'll
anyway.
be able to trade with everybody this round.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to trade with you and get you some stuff.
Will you refresh our commodities for free?
So you guys can trade?
Yep.
Are you sure you want to do that when he has that slice?
Why don't you guys just trade with me? I can do the same thing, right?
Oh, you haven't promised your commodities to anyone?
I mean, I'll be able to wash people out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to trade too.
I'll do it. I'll do it for
Our Naalu player trying to get in on this action a little bit, but maybe too late.
This is one of those things where everybody's getting in on
Have you
it.
decided what you're doing, speaker?
no.
Curiously, Khan actually is kind of the only one not trying to get in on
I
this
bought
deal.
two action
The only
cards.
deal?
The only deal.
What about I'll refresh you, we'll trade, and then once I get my research agreement back, you're the next one to get it next round. And
What are you offering for the trade if you're refreshing me?
If I'm refreshing you, at some point, I'll do the 4 for 3.
4 for 3?
Yep.
4 for 4. And then you can keep your research agreement.
You got it, 4 for 4.
All right. Your speaker's open.
Ooh. So they bargain a 4 for 4 for the speaker token when Jol-Nar does trade.
May I have my two
So
action cards?
Jol-Nar that was looking to make some extra money got talked down, but getting speaker token out of it.
Really good over-the-table play, I feel like, by Sol by just kind of getting right to the price. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Where it was like everything was kind of fuzzy, and then he was like, no, what is this deal?
yeah.
Actually.
Sounds like 2 on top, 2 agendas on top.
Bought 2.
Top 2, yeah.
Action cards. Nope. All right. That concludes 3.
Well, you know, I mean, as you know what? It is a good. It's a good play to, even if you get, like, let's say you get some crap on that first politics draw, to top both of them, because
As promised, I'm
you're not
popping
gonna do those agendas anyway. So at least you know what the next politics person is
Right,
gonna have.
is seeing.
Their options.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Or back in your pool. But
Yes, and then I can
and you
rearrange.
can redistribute.
Yes.
I'm going to go to carrier.
I'm going to keep it as is.
What was Jol-Nar's action? Oh, he got a trade convoys off of Hacan and has already popped it. So that's an early trade convoys for research agreement. And we'll see when tech goes what Hacan gets for it, but Pretty juicy get for Jol-Nar,
Right.
trade convoys.
Well, and you can trade, everyone always remember, you know, you can trade research agreement mid-tech,
Yep.
which is
A big deal.
really wild.
Oh, yeah, they're long
So it's, yeah, it's very
And-
likely that we'll see Saar still try and pick up research agreement in that in-between
Right,
phase.
and Saar popped Warfare, so everybody else is getting some builds done, but Saar did pull that token, so he's already big ball forward and ready to push even further forward.
He's big ball forward.
He's big.
Like,
He's big.
like
ball
we do
forward.
say all the time on this show.
That old big ball forward opening, BBF.
This is the classic big ball forward.
Anybody buying tech? Please announce what techs you're purchasing.
All right, we got.
So
te-
it's tech time.
Okay.
Tech time, baby.
Wow.
Wait to pop tech before I play trade.
Wow. Okay.
Ooh, Jol-Nar getting in there saying, hey, I wish you had let me know you're going to do that. I want to make some money before you do tech.
2 tech.
Correct.
He wants to get 2 tech off of it as
You're
Jol-Nar.
going to be a little bit too overpowered over there as is.
Oh. Hacan not having it, shutting him down.
Tech is being flipped.
I mean, who's going to pick first? Because order
On
kind
what?
of the tech.
You do first.
You do because you're playing it, and then
You're the primary, the secondary section.
I'm not following because I'm going to exhaust.
Naalu not following.
I don't think you're following either.
no.
Drive.
Yeah, I'm prioritizing fleet.
Just purchasing gravity drive. Anybody else? No. A bunch of head shakes.
Who got gravity drive?
Assuming the
Jol-Nar.
Saar?
Either
Assuming
Soul
you're-
or Saar.
Yep. What do you want, man?
I'm not sure I'm going to use the research agreement yet.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
Pick whatever you want.
Oh,
Not
wow.
using the research.
Hacan's going to save a research agreement. Looks like he's running blocker. I think.
Is that a I'm going to keep your research?
Yeah.
agreement
I
for the
hope
rest of
so.
the game
I'm very happy to see that, which is a funny use of trade convoys. Make them think they're getting this
Oh my
juicy
God.
deal out of it. They're ready to take it. Oh, I'm going to get my research
I want to point out that the
agreement.
Hacan player is the player we know the least about at this
Yeah,
stage.
yeah. So if he's
Yeah,
this
you have to use it
bold,
as part
I'm
of
very
the deal.
excited
Yeah.
for the rest of
Well,
this
it's
stuff.
not
very
binding,
cool.
so.
Yeah, of course it's not binding, but then you know that they're breaking the non-binding deal.
That's true.
Yeah.
Or then
Yeah.
they can just save it for
Yeah.
whenever he gets
Yeah.
some nice tech and then pop it then, and they don't
Yeah.
even need
What
it
did you
again.
take?
What'd you take?
Grab drive.
Grab drive.
Hacan took credit.
So taking a look at our tech breakdown, so far we see that Hacan got gravity drive. Not sure, we haven't caught up yet, and that's it.
Yeah.
Nobody else did tech
Yeah.
round 1.
Wow.
So a very slow tech game. Not what Nekro loves to see, but Hacan gets gravity drive. That improves his chances for maybe a Mechatol play. We'll see if Saar gets in there or not. We've got.
I thought so.
Sorry about that, guys.
Trying to bluff that.
I have a moral sense. Oh, wait a minute.
Yep.
Yeah, I would find it very hard to turn down first and Hacan travel.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's get some info here on what the state of our game is going to look like and figure out what our objectives are. We didn't see what those popped, but I would love to get the info on what our first 2 Stage 1 public objectives are. So we'll have that info coming for you soon.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter to me.
All right, he's moving. Three's moving and taking stuff.
6 non-home
5.
systems.
Right.
And 2 adjacent to Mechatol Rex.
Very good.
2 systems adjacent to Mechatol Rex are our 2 Stage 1 public objectives. So lots of expansion being necessary. Maybe that's why we're seeing no early tech, is everybody's
Right.
going, I need the units to get these early points or else
Right.
it's never going to happen for me.
Exactly.
So taking a look at it here, just to go over it again,
Are you gonna refresh your friendly
everybody's trying to move out into their systems. We'll see what the race looks like for adjacent to Mechatol. I don't know if anybody's
say
going to.
that basically Saar's gonna
Yeah,
win that
Saar is
as a
going
shot
to
at
guarantee that point for themselves
Yeah.
pretty easily.
And I don't think anybody else has that
Yeah.
in the cards.
Yeah.
Well, he's trade convoys, so he can trade.
You can trade with anyone on the table.
3 for 2?
Yep.
I'm saying if I get a free refresh, I'll refresh him the next time I take it.
So you just want me to refresh you? You don't want to trade?
I mean, yeah, I'd trade too.
3 for 2?
But I mean, he's going to have commodities.
Right, I hear you.
Completely transparent.
So,
Oh, so you're saying because you could do a 3 for 3 with him, you'd rather just owe him a refresh.
Right.
Ah.
Your 4 commodities and a few days.
Yeah. Yeah.
interesting.
Didn't think of that scenario.
3 for 2?
I feel like Saar and Nekro.
Where did that bottle come
Yeah,
from?
where did Saar have that?
No, I'll wait for Hacan.
If basically.
Saar has
I
a
like to turn
utility
around
belt apparently.
Yeah.
We're going to keep a close eye on where that bottle goes.
And it's bigger on the inside, if you know what I'm saying.
That's why you have to make it binding and
Right.
yeah.
Here's the thing. I
But
don't
you,
know
will,
if I.
but you will wash my trade goods, right?
Yeah.
Very good. As you can see,
We're on bottle watch.
Dasani.
And
we don't know. how
oh,
we don't-
disappears into the ether.
Yeah, it disappeared into no space.
I hear you, but
I'm going to get commodities either way. I'm just trying to save the main counter and
I hear
get a
you.
refresh.
This is like some really classic Paul Schroeder stuff going
Yeah.
on right now. There's a deal that's been discussed several different times now, to where I can't remember even how it started.
So
We're refreshing him.
trade popped, and Nekro's refreshing himself, spending the point. So he spent a point on construction and trade.
Okay, sorry. You spent a strap
We've
for
seen
it.
Magi do that.
Yes,
That's
he's
what
very.
he loves to do that.
He's the kind of player who thinks everyone else's priorities are out of place in the first round, and he's all about trade, construction. It's all about setting up your later rounds.
Right. He sees
Yep.
he sees
I'm gonna
Twilight
just
Imperium as
go
kind of a
in
value.
well.
Here, wait, sorry, Schroeder's talking.
Move in. 7.
Yeah, so his kind of point of view on Twilight Imperium is that it's all about the value of everything. And when you change anything into trade goods, that's turning it into basically the universal
Right,
income.
better
Once
value.
it becomes trade goods, it's a value that it's just the most valuable.
So I'll try to look out.
You can keep it forever.
Yeah.
No promises at the end of the game.
Con trying to make some deals here now since Nekro refresh themselves. There's an extra buyer on the market.
It's not a real alliance. It's a correct mistake.
It's funny because there's a very important discussion happening here, but Schroeder is also such a active talker that we don't get to hear much of the Con Nekro convo.
I thought I would get the chance to play the system in one of the.
tell you what.
Yeah, I forgot that was slow.
Yeah, okay, they are doing so. They are trading.
Yeah.
It looked like a 3 for 3.
Yeah, I think so.
So so Jol-Nar talk.
Looks like we've got some more
You like
discussion for Sol and Jol-Nar right now.
for your
My orbital drop.
yeah.
With the condition that you use it this turn.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Guys, it's not your turn.
I know.
I know. That's right. Thank you.
Ooh, Blurgnop stepping in.
Thank you.
Knob Daddy's not a fan of the. Yeah, he's putting the hammer down on these players.
Knob Daddy likes the game to move fast, and he likes it to be correct.
But not too fast where players are doing things out of turn. There was a trade trying to happen, and he boy, did he jump
Oh,
on
sorry,
that.
apologies. Do space. Pass.
We see a Naalu pass.
All right, Naalu pass. Got Nekro.
So the deal between Sol and
Whoa,
Jol-Nar
whoa.
was orbital drop. Ooh, we're already seeing some tango.
Okay, so this is our first combat for this game.
We don't have a dice cam today. We'll try to get what we can, but we'll just do our best to let you know how fights go. But we won't get exact.
It's
info.
a cruiser v cruiser, right? Am I wrong there?
You got it. You
Looks
got
like a cruiser v carrier.
Can I declare
Cruiser v carrier.
Albion star point?
Yeah.
Declare retreat, but
Yeah.
you have to.
You don't have to announce
Yeah,
the
yeah,
destination.
Yeah, but Albion stuff once the obvious one.
All right, I will
Yeah.
declare retreat.
Retreat has been declared.
Hit.
All right, doesn't matter.
I'll copy neural.
All right, that's
And he copies
Yep.
neural motivator. That's a quick neural motivator for
That's
the
a
Nekro.
good get.
In this game.
Yeah. Interesting that he didn't go for. Maybe he's still planning to do
Start of
this,
your
but
turn, you should make the
he hasn't
transaction
gone
and thus
for
immediately
Hacan yet
play
for
it.
that early gravity drive.
And that's exactly what I'll do.
So either he's going to save that for next round when he can use it, and he doesn't need it this round. You know, he's not expanding anywhere distant
Yeah, I think
immediately.
even if he had gravity drive, it's not like he can't score any more objectives.
Right.
Oh, oh my God! Yeah.
You just totally bailed Jol-Nar out.
Yep.
Oh,
How much?
You guys aren't.
What did you get?
You guys
for
aren't neighbors.
I've tried
Right, he is
convoys.
trade
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What did you get for
I wasn't here for that.
He gave me
Bailed
retirement.
Jol-Nar out of something.
It's worth it.
All right.
That was a hell of a way to save the command counter.
Yeah.
If he
Military
hadn't
support.
bailed you out, wow.
I know.
Oh, so they were worried about Jol-Nar double
But
expanding,
I
and
got-
because
when you got
Sol gave up
research
his
agreement,
military
kudos to
support,
you.
you know,
Yeah.
the Sol-Nar infantry drop,
Yeah.
they
I
were
didn't
all
even
intending on
realize-
Jol-Nar
Yeah, I
having a
just
slower
figured
start,
that
not
out.
being
I
able
was
to do the
like,
2C4I,
Right.
because Jol-Nar didn't do warfare, didn't do anything to get new
Oh,
units
okay,
on the
you flag
board, but
it.
now he's going to
I know
have
you've
those
gone.
4
Yeah, sure.
infantry to
Right.
get out there and take what he needs to take.
Right.
They're off to a pretty solid.
Saar not a big fan of that, which
Yeah,
I feel
I
like kind of
like
is
those.
telling of what his intents are.
What his plan is going to
Yeah.
certainly have to
Five,
be.
your turn.
right, we've got Nate expanding.
So there he goes with those new infantry, taking Tarman and a useless screen skip.
All right. Moving into Lodor. I'm going to get a fourth trade good, and I'm going to spend it on 8 fighters.
Lodor.
Do you want some fighter subs?
Yes, please.
So here's we see one more command token on the Saar sheet. So he'll have one more expansion. The problem is I don't really know where he goes from here. He doesn't have gravity drive. He didn't go for that. He wasn't able to get any tech.
He could go to.
He could just go into empty space or the asteroid field to set up that defensive situation. But he took both space docks to Lodor, which I find a little interesting. I think that's even more telling of we're going to jump on Mechatol and just explode.
Certainly. But I do think he is still going to try and grab that easy point.
Yeah. I mean, all he left behind is a cruiser, so he actually kind of isn't going. That's it. I mean, I think he's going to save that last command token. I don't think he's moving at all again.
You don't think so?
No, I don't.
Because I want to point out that Naalu has already passed. All he's got to do is throw the command token down.
Oh,
there,
I see what you're saying. Cruiser in the empty alpha.
Yeah.
You're totally
and then that's
right.
it. That's,
you're totally right.
That's all.
He could also go park it in front of Jol-Nar above Quan, just to be a dirty bird, get in the way.
Yeah. I think actually it might be more likely that we'd see that.
Yeah.
Okay, I've already passed, so it's back to Nekro.
Nekro's making some sort of trade with the Con.
Ceasefire swap already.
Ceasefire swap. Okay. Thank you, Schroeder, for announcing.
Let's do the ceasefire.
So, do we get to know what that was, or was it just...
No, they say it's ceasefire.
It's secret what they transact, but
we know that it's not support for the throne because
that's what they're doing ceasefire next turn. That you will know that's
That was a Hacan and Soul trade they're all worried about?
No,
Hacan and Nekro potentially doing a ceasefire swap, which is interesting considering what we just talked about with him needing that gravity drive. Ceasefire for 3 trade goods. Who got the ceasefire?
Hacan.
Hacan got the ceasefire. 3 more trade goods goes to Nekro.
Yeah, so I think that's maybe some commitment there from Nekro for a little bit.
Yeah.
We told you he likes trade goods.
Yeah. I'm curious where he's going to get that gravity drive. I think it's and maybe Paul, maybe our Nekro player doesn't subscribe to that line of thinking, but I think gravity drive is an important thing to get early. Obviously, he still has next round to try to get it, but the only other target he's got is Jol-Nar. I guess he could just keep feeding off of Soul. Soul's going to have to get gravity drive themselves before he can go get that. But
I think that might be the choice he's making here.
Yeah,
is
just
an early
jump on Soul as a threat.
Playing nice with Hacan.
Right.
Which might be unwise because, presumably Nekro knows just as much as we know about the Hacan player, which is nothing.
Right. But he's certainly threatened by just the existence of Soul, and I don't think he's very threatened by Hacan. He sees Hacan only as an opportunity to get more of those trade goods that he wants.
Also, I personally think that Spec Ops 2 is one of the best tech that Nekro can take.
Absolutely.
Especially with their flagship. My favorite ship in the game.
Yeah.
Which is what.
I wonder if we'll see Soul actively avoid it this game.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't do that if I was Soul. I would still have to be like, no, I need to play my advantage.
But I'm just going in space.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so looks like Saar is going to kind of make wherever he parks kind of a public issue.
Yeah.
Which is, I think that's kind of his style. He wants to make it feel like
he's not going to move it anywhere until he talks through it.
Right.
Basically.
Yes.
He knows he's going to get in someone's way, so that's a perfect opportunity to maybe make some promises.
He's a utilitarian. It's always about the happiness points of him and his neighbors.
We have a very talkative right side of the table and just a very quiet mathematical left side of the table.
Yes.
So there's going to be quite a lot of...
Nekro and Hacan, just traded something else. And they're... Wow.
They're just really in each other's pockets today.
All right, so that was... Whose turn just happened?
It's Seven's turn.
All right.
Hacan has the most coy face on about that, whatever that deal was, too. It's very just like,
I wonder if Nekro's kind of thinking, like, I don't know this guy.
Yeah.
Maybe, who knows how good he is at Twilight Imperium. Maybe we'll do that, like, ride or die.
Yeah.
Let's make it where only the two of us have a chance to win, and then
Right.
Nekro might figure like, I got it.
Yeah. Well, and I think more so than anything, it's if I don't know you, I better just try to make money off of you. Like, let's have good relations. You're much better off than us being enemies, and I don't know your skill of getting good units out there, but I can just make deals with you.
We're talking about Hacan that's already gotten research agreement from Jol-Nar and seems kind of willing to go against non-binding deals in order to keep it, potentially forever. We have no idea. Which I would say, if that's what he's doing, that's some like pretty cutthroat tournament play that I haven't seen in a minute. Yeah, what do we got?
More ships and 2 systems adjacent to Mechatol and control 6 planets in a non-home system.
I claimed the 2 adjacent to Mechatol.
Claiming some points now.
You're not in order. 1 second.
Yep.
1, yes.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like Nekro's claiming a secret objective.
Okay. 3.
Okay. Sol scores 6 planets.
Yep.
Sol gets 6 planets.
Outside your home.
Yep. Sol also scores 4 industrial.
Whoa.
Wow.
Soul goes up 2 points.
Whoa.
Wow.
Early industrial. And, I mean, we're talking about Sol here where the threat is very real that they're going to get too far ahead of themselves and the table's going to, you know, turn very quickly on them. But I also am always in favor of getting those planet objectives kind of out of the way because you just never know what's going to happen.
I'm still firmly in the camp of like Sol has to go fast.
Yeah.
7, claiming anything. Right.
Definitely saw Saar get 2 adjacent.
All right.
What was that secret objective that came out, however? That's what I want to know.
Nekro's secret?
Yeah.
I did not catch it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
We're having...
Spin 8 influence is the next one.
All right, spend 8 influence is the next objective.
I've got a relatively influence
Spend 8
slice.
Oh yeah.
Where's speaker over there? Did you
Yeah.
get speaker white? Okay.
Yes.
Your slice is interesting, Magi.
Oh, wow.
So we got industrial and hazardous planets out of the way. Nekro, like we were talking earlier, he scored so lucky with his secret objective, getting 4 hazardous when he put 4 hazardous directly next to his home system. That's a get.
That's
if
a really
ever there
wild
was one.
first round for Nekro and Sol, hugely.
So if I have it right, the score here should be
Yeah.
Sol at 2.
Hey, look, it's us.
Schroeder at 1. Necro at 1.
Yeah.
And everybody else at 0. No other points scored yet. We'll see them jump on these
a little
movement
active.
things. Yeah.
First
Pretty
round,
active.
actually.
Lots
A little
of
more
deal
active
making.
than I expected.
Making good time, I would say. Schroeder has a tendency to make games go very long, to his credit.
Yeah.
But I think we're at a good pace for this one to not be quite the slugfest that the Patreon tournament finals.
Right.
were.
I think there's something about them all being in person that is definitely going to not allow it to go as long as it would if they were in the digital space. If you guys remember, our finals for our tournament was 13 hours long.
Yeah, 12 to 13 hours.
Yeah, and you know, I'm hoping for that to not be the case today.
Because I'm not in the comfort of my home today.
Right. We're where the Colts run. I don't know if we mentioned that.